Hi, my name is Preston Mogg and I'm a photographer. Welcome to Behind the Click. Let's just get right into it. All right, to kick off part 3, today's first photo is the Douglas squirrel. So this photo actually was captured inside of Olympic National Park. We were near the Hoh Rainforest, which is kind of at the top. It takes a while to get out there, but it's so pretty, it's beautiful. We were actually there in the fall, so we were trying to get some fall foliage. We were inside of the rainforest and we were walking around. On this trip, I actually had the Sony 200 to 600 mil lens with me. I was planning to get a shot of a bald eagle in flight. Didn't quite work out how I wanted, but hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Either way, we were on our little walk and I saw this super cool looking squirrel that was just eating his little pine cone, just enjoying himself. So I got down low angle, and I pushed the lens out probably to like a 400, 500 range. He was, you know, not too far away, maybe 10 feet away, but he was perched on this little branch. And because of the compression of that lens, it's so tight when you're reaching 400, 600 in this case, the lens can go to. You can really punch in and get close. So I love this photo. Just, you can see every single little part of him. He's just enjoying his snack. Got a great little mohawk going on. It's actually his tail, but it looked like a mohawk. That's what I'm calling it. It is just a squirrel, but it's one of those photos that I love printing, and I think it's pretty fun. So this photo was captured in Death Valley National Park, actually in the Badwater Basin itself, which is, if you're, depending where you're entering from the park, you have to head down. So you go really low. There's a sign that even says you're, I forget, it's 100 feet below sea level, something like that. It's super low, especially on this night. It was a new moon. But no, I got this shot. Obviously you have the Milky Way going up right down the middle, and I love the way it pops. I especially love the blue hue that it gave off. Some of that you can do in post color correction, but in camera it looked just spectacular. Another part that makes this photo so cool is actually the salt flats right down here in the Badwater Basin kind of got highlighted and brought up in the light because of the sky. But you want to open that thing up, get your bulb mode even 30-second shutter speed, and that's a click, and then it opens for 30 seconds, letting it all that light in to capture as much detail as you can. And then yeah, from there it's just composition. I tried to compose to try to get the Milky Way right down the middle. Set your focus to the sky. On newer cameras now, you can really punch in your zoom and try to get it as close as possible. Photography can be a little hard sometimes because you really need to have the smallest adjustments, especially when it comes to focus, or in this case stars. But I really like how this one turned out, and yeah, one of my favorite to print. All right, the last photo is a blue heron. I was going to UC Santa Barbara at the time. We had a late film shoot. We ended up wrapping around 4:30 a.m. So it was really early morning, kind of scary hours. But because of that, I had a bundle of energy still, and I wasn't just gonna start my day. I knew I kind of had to wind things down. So after cleaning out with my gear, making sure everything was packed away, I went on a little walk right along there in Isla Vista, and perched atop a tree was a blue heron. This guy looked as stoic as can be. It was pretty early in the morning, and you can kind of tell by the subtle gradient of the sky as the sun was starting to come up. But what I love about this photo is the blue, obviously, of his coat. And I love seeing little things like the sun. It was the sunrise at that time, or the sun was starting to come up early in the morning. And you can kind of see on his leg, as the sun, it's starting to come up, it's starting to hit that leg and kind of bring some light in, some color. I think it looks really cool to see the bird framed to the left, and that when you frame things to the left or right, wherever, your crop is a big part of the photography process, editing, all that. When you crop to the left, in this case, it really wants to lead your eye to the right, kind of showing the viewer, oh, what are they looking at, kind of longing in the distance, as opposed to if you crop this right down the middle, it's kind of more about just the bird. This kind of tells you, oh, something to the right, and that's how it goes. That's it for part 3. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again in part 4.